Hello everyone, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel UPSC Logi. This is me Rahul, and today we are going to cover the Indian Express for your public administration optional dated 30th October 2021. So you must be knowing about this thing that we have started this series after your prelims 2021, and in the previous days you will get some alternative videos. The reason being that in the newspaper called The Hindu, there was articles in some days and in some days there were no articles, so that's why there is a kind of alternative pattern you will observe in those videos. So when it comes to newspaper, whenever there is no article, I will tell you in the Telegram channel or the Telegram group Pavadpedia, so you can join that in order to get the details. So just like yesterday, today also there is no article in The Hindu as such for your public administration, so that's why I was scrolling in this another newspaper, the Indian Express, and I found one editorial that you need to read for your public administration optional. So here you can read this article, and let me just give you the summary. So 3 points are there, and you should keep those 2 to 3 points in your mind insofar as this article is concerned. So the article is talking about digital public. So as you must be knowing about the scenario of digitalization, it is the part of your syllabus under the topic called techniques of administrative improvement. There you will get the topic called e-governance, so it is the part of your e-governance portion. Apart from that, in the significant issues of Indian administration of your paper 1, there is the specific kind of mention in paper 2, I guess, and there is a specific kind of mention of citizen centric administration. So in that particular point also you can relate this article for a truly digital public. So basically the writer in this article, they are talking about the digital public, that in India we need to create the digital public. As you must be knowing about the things that people are not digitally literate, and there are issues, and you can understand the context of CoWIN portal or the kind of vaccination that is based on the this CoWIN portal of the government of India. So that kind of background is there, that people do not have the proper, you can say, people are not digital, even if the services, first of all, infrastructure is not there, and let's say there is some kind of decentralization, then also people are not, you can say, they do not trust those things or something like that. So if you read the context of this article, it is talking about the CoWIN portal registration. There was one you can say kind of a village man, the person living in the countryside. So he was not able to, you can say, vaccinate himself because of the registration thing, CoWIN portal, etc. And one of his friend, or you can say the another person whom he does not have that trust, so that person give the help, that offer the help, that let me help you in through my mobile number or my smartphone. So then the village side person, the countryside person refused that help because of the trust issue, and because of the hope that the government will provide the kind of you can say vaccination, etc. in the near future. So that's why they are delaying that vaccination, and that vaccination should not be delayed because it is important. So these are the things, and that's how the writer is going to talk about the digital public. We need to create the digital public. So writer is focusing on 3 points, and you have to read these 3 points. First of all, the writer is saying that first, design with citizen. So whenever the policy makers of the government of India or the government of any state, any stakeholder, whenever they are designing the e-portal, web portal, digital portal, anything like that, they need to design with the citizen. It basically means that the build first and then disseminate approach should not be there. Okay, so the model should not be like that we are going to build something and then we will disseminate and then we will tell the people. No, the way should be designed with the citizen approach. So you have to use these keywords in your answer writing to gain more marks. Okay, So design with the citizen, it should be citizen friendly. It should be like for example, if you, let's say you are opening a web browser or something like that, if you found it complicated, what will happen, that you might leave it in the process itself, okay, because there is a human tendency. You can link it with the behavioral economics. There was the coverage of behavioral economics in the economic surveys of previous years, okay. So in 2018 1920, in 1920 economic survey, there was the proper coverage that we humans are we are homo sapiens, okay. So kind of thing, like means there was the coverage with respect to behavioralism, okay. So there is a kind of behavioral approach that was covered there. Similarly here also, if there is the portal that is not very you can say user friendly, or interface is not good, or you can say the person who does not know very, you can say kind of digital things, if that person uses that portal, they might leave that portal, okay. So this is the problem. So that's why build first and then disseminate approach should be done away with. And what we have to focus is on the idea of design with the citizen. Example, you can quote UPI. So Bhim UPI is one platform where payment is doing the payment is very easy thing, okay. It is not like the kind of other you can say payments that were there. For example, if you compare UPI versus the kind of card payment system, then there is you can observe the kind of benefit that UPI offered. UPI is very easy. On the other hand, in card you have to mention all those digit numbers, etc., and then the code, and then the OTP, etc. So it becomes quite lengthy process, and things are like this. I hope you are getting. So this is the first point. The second point the article is talking about is to harness the trusted human interface. This is something that is very important, as I told you earlier as well, that when it comes to governance, good governance, OECD, you must be knowing about OECD. So OECD gave the parameters of good governance, okay. There are different parameters, like UNDP has its own parameter of good governance, like CERPART, CERPART. It means it in this kind of like equity and efficiency, responsibility, transparency, participation, accountability, respondness, okay, responsiveness, okay, that how they are responding to the needs or the kind of grievances of the people. So these are the things, and R stands for rule of law. So CERPART, CERPART, these are the parameters of good governance. Similarly, OECD ने जब parameter दिए, when OECD gave those parameters, they are talking about trust. Trust is one of the important parameter. For example, in the farm laws cases, or the kind of protest, the protest against the farm laws, what is the problem? The problem is trust. There is nothing called MSP, okay. MSP explicitly, there is no mention of the MSP, etc., but farmers are protesting, and I'm not saying that their protest is not genuine or something like that, but the problem that is in if you look at the problem, you will find trust deficit is the thing, that farmers are basically they are assuming, or they have this point in their mind that government is going to delete, or they are going to stop the MSP in future, okay. As of now, they are not doing anything. Even farmer knows this thing, that there is nothing called this at this moment, but they are basically, there is a kind of doubts and lack of trust, and trust deficit is the key for good governance. And similarly, all, just leave all this background, just try to understand this in the context of digitalization. Here also, second, harness the trusted human interface, because digital, when it comes to digital apps, digital portal, there is no human being. And when it comes to the platform where there is no human being, people have this doubt in their mind कि अगर कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई तो कौन देखेगा. For example, when it comes to ATM, so many people are not using ATM because if there is fake note or let's say there is any problem in the ATM machine, पैसे फंस गए, कुछ हो गया, then who will help me out in that position? Okay, so many things are there, and that's why people have this the reluctance of doing the digital or the ATM payment, etc. So you have to understand this thing. And similarly here also, harness the trusted human interface. So for example, trusted layer needs to be there. Okay, trusted layer basically means that Anganwadis, Asas, and local intermediaries, formal and informal community leaders, civil society organization, they should handhold those people. Okay, so handholding provide करें so that the people can have the trust that they will help me out. Okay, so this trust is the another parameter. I hope you are getting. And don't focus or limit yourself in the digital trust in digitalization. Just I told you all the background that how trust is the important parameter in the OECD's good governance, and you can write the answer with respect to good governance also by using this kind of knowledge that I am providing. Okay, so don't think like I am only providing one article, 3 points. Okay, so I hope you are getting this thing. Apart from that, the third point is about institutionalize the anchor entity. There should be a kind of institutionalization of anchor entity that brings together different stakeholders like innovators, policy makers, and researchers. Okay, so there should be a kind of institutionalization. This is very important parameter when it comes to any policy, be it public policy on health, on education, on digitalization, on anything. Institutional mechanism is one of the parameter that you will find in all the acts and everywhere. Similarly, here you can suggest this thing that there should be the institutionalization. Institutionalize an anchor entity. एक anchor entity होनी चाहिए. That anchor entity should provide the common platform for the policy researchers, for the innovators, and for the policy makers, so that we can have break those silos and those segregated kind of approach, and we can have the proper, you can say, GovTech means government technology or something like that. Okay, so this is something that we need. For example, you can quote this example. For example, in Germany, in Denmark, not in Germany, in Denmark they have citizen lab. You can understand lab for the citizen or something like that, lab kind of thing where experimentation can be done so that empirical policies can come into picture. I hope you must be knowing about the empirical policies, objective policies, or positivist approach in your public administration. So this is how you have to understand. You can use the citizen lab kind of thing in your public administration paper 1, administrative thinkers, and all those points where there is a point of empirical policy, etc. So you can use like in the digitalization also we have this empirical approach where citizen labs are there. So I hope you are getting. So in this way 3 points are there. First was about the designing, second was about trust, and third was about the इंस्टीट्यूशनल. सो DTI यू कैन जस्ट रिमेंबर कि आज हमने पूरे आर्टिकल में क्या पढ़ा, DIT. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल देयर वाज DID, डांस इंडिया डांस. सिमिलरली हियर वी हैव DIT, दैट इज द डिजाइनिंग, इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइजेशन ऑफ एंकर एंटिटी, एंड ट्रस्ट. ओके, आई होप यू आर गेटिंग. फॉर ट्रस्ट मीन्स देयर शुड बी द ट्रस्ट लेयर, एंड दैट ट्रस्ट लेयर कैन बी प्रोवाइडेड बाय द सिविल सोसाइटी, नॉन गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, आसास, आंगनवाड़ी, एक्सेट्रा. दे कैन प्रोवाइड द ट्रस्ट लेयर टू द पीपल so that they can use the digital platforms without any fear and other things. And apart from that, D for designing, the design should not be on the model of designing and dissemination. It should be based on designing with citizen. Okay, so for example Bhim UPI. The third one was about the institutionalization of anchor entity, and you can quote the example of Denmark's citizen lab. I hope you are getting all the 3 points, and this is it. And tomorrow I will again cover the Hindu, and if I will not get any article, I would go for Indian Express again. So I hope you are getting this news article. Just try to relate all these things. And apart from that, in the newspaper The Hindu, there was one more article where there is the simple news that the responsibility, let's say in Diwali is coming. So the article was talking about the things that top officials will be liable for the toxic crackers in Diwali. So this is the example of assigning responsibility. So for example, in the government what happens is that there is no responsibility as such. Okay, so for example, law and order, वैसे तो police will work, but if there is any issue, if the problem arises, then there is no personal responsibility. Okay, and if you read New Public Management, it says this thing explicitly, that responsibility should be assigned properly, and this is the example of New Public Management. So when Supreme Court says that top official will be liable for the toxic firecrackers, it is assigning those responsibility on the individual top official like secretaries, etc. So on top officials they are assigning the responsibility. This is the example of New Public Management, or you can say neo-Taylorism. Okay, so you must be knowing about the pillars of New Public Management. So neo-Taylorism का example ये चीज है. And apart from that, in public choice approach also we have the things like performance should be appraised and performance should be recognized. So New Public Management का एक example है, you can quote it. Similarly, when it comes to mob lynching, etc., there are Supreme Court guidelines that some officials should be assigned the responsibility. So that is also relatable with this article, where top officials will be liable for the toxic and crackers in the upcoming Diwali. I hope you are getting, so you can use this, you can quote this in your examination under the NPM, etc., as per the need of your answers. I hope you are getting. This is it for the day. Thank you so much and have a nice day.